Hey, this is Augie, Augie's Locker Room. When you come to the store, you're going to see things that you've probably never seen before unless you've been to a museum. Great items that go back to the Rockney era to the present. Website, augieslockerroom.com. Visit us here or the website.
Tim Prister and Tim O'Malley in front of Eric Parsegian's statue here outside of Gate B at Notre Dame Stadium. A lot of news coming out of Notre Dame today. The naming of Tyler Buchner as the starting quarterback for the Ohio State game, as well as the much worse news, Avery Davis tore an ACL, not the one that he tore in November last year, the other one, so he's obviously out for the year.
Yeah, no surprise with Buchner. Maybe the timing was mildly surprising. I think it's great that they got it done early and that they felt comfortable enough getting it done early, and Tommy Rees said it best. We saw what we wanted to do with our offense. It's time to get that offense rolling because it is a little different offense with Drew Pine and Tyler Buchner. Maybe a lot different offense in how much Tyler Buchner could beat you with his legs, where Drew Pine probably would not be beating teams ever 1A with his legs to 1B. He would be more of a passing quarterback.
I guess I was a little I didn't expect it to be announced today.
Yeah.
We were thinking about the whole conversation was going to be around Avery Davis, but Marcus Freeman made a point of saying Tommy Rees made a point of saying that Drew Pine is very important to this program, and I don't think there's any doubt that we're going to see Drew Pine at some point playing a significant role for Notre Dame, perhaps even as early as Ohio State. That's not the plan, but that certainly could happen. Now, the loss of Avery Davis really complicates things for Notre Dame at wide receiver. I asked Marcus Freeman about, do you use tight ends to bridge the gap? And I think you have to, especially since Eli Raridan and Kane Barong are kind of wide receiver-like. I said something about you've got a safety there that has previous playing experience and was kind of a little bit all of the above.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not 100% sure because they've asked Xavier Watts if he wanted to move back, and he wanted to stay at safety. Xavier Watts lifted to be a safety. He's going to be hitting people on special teams all year like a safety. They might need him to take one for the team and move. I saw Tom Lloyd put it on our message board that Jaden Bellamy has played a lot of wide receiver in high school and could help. I like that idea because he is the 8th or 9th corner and maybe would be playing special teams. The guy that's going to move over to wide receiver is going to help you in practice. A lot more than he's going to help you in the game. Now, maybe Xavier Watts can help you in a game down the line more than Jaden Bellamy, but I think you got to move someone because at this point, look, this was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen in late September. It's already happened that they're down to 4 receivers and Matt Salerno.
Yeah. Well, Jaden Bellamy he's been out with an illness in addition to Ziegler, the linebacker. So, you can go ahead and make that move. He isn't going to make a contribution. Right. Xavier Watts could, but that would probably be an unpopular decision for Xavier Watts.
Yeah, you can move both of them. You're going to have the conversation with Watts, and I think after all he's fought through, if he really doesn't want to move, you explain to him that, you might be the 5th safety, but he is a starter on special teams. At least I think I would project him to be that. Ramon Henderson, we talked about it just before this, probably too involved at safety. They're going to play 4 safeties because DJ Brown or Houston Griffith or Ramon Henderson isn't going 90 snaps a game opposite Brandon Joseph. So that's the one I doubt the most. We got some good news, though, that we thought Deion Colsey might be out longer. It sounds like he is sprained PCL. He can return. Now, we might be finally getting some coach speak from Coach Freeman. It might just be like, oh, yeah, he'll be ready. So we'll see when he's ready. But I thought it was going to be worse news about Deion Colsey.
Well, when, a sprained PCL means there's a tear in it. So it's terminology. So, but the good news is that he was on the field yesterday. Wasn't doing anything. He had a brace on his knee. I shouldn't say he wasn't doing anything. He was moving around with a heavy ball, throwing that around. So that indicates to us that maybe the injury is something that he can bounce back from. The injury that we're seeing a player bounce back from. Joe Wilkins, I've never heard of Liz Frank, a broken foot injury like that, where he is ready just a few months later. It happened in spring football.
April 1st surgery.
We're talking about 4 months, a little bit more than 4 months. Marcus Freeman actually said he expects him to play against Ohio State. You think there might be a little bit of coach speak there?
Yeah, I think he's ahead of schedule. That's great, and maybe he could be cleared by then. But as you kind of countered just before this, like he's running around now. If he's cleared 2 weeks before, he can help them play, and he's played football before. Hey, I thought he was out till mid-October. This is hugely important. Losing Avery Davis is a killer in many ways, but if Wilkins comes back, at least your numbers game is helping you out as the season progresses.
Yeah, I mean, Wilkins, he's not a difference maker on the field. He never has been, and he's probably not going to be coming off of Liz Frank's surgery 4 months later, but he's a leader of the team.
Yes.
It's that extra body with playing experience, and that's very important.
And Lorenzo Styles, Braden Lenzy, and Jaden Thomas are the receivers that are going to have to beat Ohio State anyway. But Joe Wilkins can help you as the season progresses now. I thought, when is Joe Wilkins going to be able to help this team? Well, now I know it's this season. That's the best news.
Right. Did we cover all the injuries?
Prince Collie.
Prince Collie has been out on concussion protocol. And then Bellamy, we wondered where he was. He was ill, as was Ziegler. That's it from outside Notre Dame Stadium. This has been Instant Analysis.